So Congress is basically grappling with how to conduct its business when a pandemic strikes. But now there is growing evidence that several countries in the world have quickly adapted to the pandemic using technologies to conduct virtual sessions and to have their elected representatives vote from wherever they are. One of the best examples of how that could potentially work for the United States comes from Brazil, which even before the pandemic had laid the foundation for what Brazil calls the virtual plenary. The Brazilian Congress is roughly the same size as the United States Congress. And then soon after the pandemic struck, Brazil decided to go into the virtual plenary mode. And there are a couple of things that seem to really work for Brazil. And this is data that has been collected by the Inter-Parliamentary Union, which has looked at how different parliaments around the world have responded to the pandemic. Brazil uses this app called InfoLeg. So members of the parliament have the app on their phone. They basically register their phone with the parliament's database. So, whenever they log in, they know, the parliamentarian knows who is logging in. And then this app itself offers a way to, do everything from hold committee meetings, propose bills, propose amendments. And it can also be something that the Brazilian citizens can use to follow a process. The Inter-Parliamentary Union did an analysis late last year and found that in about 3 months of using the system called InfoLeg, Brazil managed to hold about 44 virtual plenary sessions. And then they did a comparison between 2020 and 2019. And they found that in 2020, the Brazilian parliament was able to approve 20% more bills than they did in 2019 by using the virtual technologies. Compared to both years, the attendance of the members actually went up, and the overall participation in voting also grew. One of the things that a lot of analysts and members of Congress have expressed is the fear of security, that somehow if a session of Congress or a voting on a bill were to be completely remote, that the security could be compromised. But in the case of Brazil, the Inter-Parliamentary Union found that the security system was designed in a way that a vote cast by a member was encrypted and directly sent into the Parliament's database without a cloud service or any other third party involved in the middle. Bottom line is the House Administration Committee did a report last year. They looked at all these examples around the world. The committee report basically said technologies exist today that can be used to hold virtual gatherings and recommended that Congress look at it. There is still a lot of opposition, partly stemming from partisanship, where Republicans are opposing any measure that the Democrats bring, and that becomes a stumbling block. We find that other countries which are newer to democracy are, eager to embrace.